for the passes. But Avril Ryan is CEO of Gaisce, that's the President's Award, and she's in studio with me now because you're very welcome. Avril, thanks very much for coming in, visiting Waterford today. Why are you here?
Thanks, Maria. Thanks for having me here. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm on a little bit of a roadshow around the country, and it's really about marking Gaisce's 40th anniversary. And we're doing a challenge that we're inviting everybody in Ireland to take part in, and it's called Be the Arrow, and it's taking part throughout the month of May, and it's all about everybody, like from 0 to 100, whatever age you are. Doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 101, obviously. We don't want to leave anyone out. And it's about everybody having the opportunity to get into the Gaisce spirit, celebrating 40 years of the award and the impact it's had on young people's lives. And we're saying to everybody, take up a challenge during the month of May. You might decide to do a physical challenge, might walk every day or go for a run, or maybe join a team, push yourself out of your comfort zone, maybe volunteer, do something that you wanted to always do in the community, or just take on a personal skill. Maybe learn an instrument like our MEP, Maria Walsh. She's decided to take on the banjo for the month of May. Really? So I think she's absolutely amazing. And we've other people doing things like, you know, they're going to learn how to bake something, maybe learn a song. My aunt is busy working on a very obscure song in Boyle. So everyone's getting involved, all ages. So, and it's, you know, it's really exciting for us.
So, like, will anyone see what they're doing, or how is it going to work? And why have you decided to do this to celebrate the 40th anniversary?
I think, for us, it's, you know, we want to spread the word about the value of Gaisce. It's had a huge impact on the lives of over 500,000 young people since 1985. And we wanted to do something special for the 40th. And also, it's Michael D. Higgins' final year as our president. So we kind of thought, what can we do that'll really celebrate Gaisce, you know, get more young people involved, make sure all the adults know about the award. And we thought, let's do something special. And Michael D. Higgins, in his inauguration speech, has kind of encouraged young people to be the arrow, not the target. So that particular line really caught on, like really stuck with myself and the team, and indeed our chairperson Anya. We kind of thought, wouldn't that be a great name for it? So then we kind of thought, let's do something that everybody can get into the spirit. So if you did a Gaisce 40 years ago, 20 years ago, last week, you know, you can actually regain that spirit and do something special for that month. And also get, it's free for everybody to sign up, by the way, so there's no charge. Everybody will get a digital certificate from the President of Ireland. So that's really special. Michael D. Higgins, you know, again, it's a kind of almost like a special edition of Gaisce. We're not going to be always able to do this. So this is your one time, if you don't have a Gaisce award or you really want to celebrate and you want to get something to mark that. And particularly for all the President's Award leaders who do so much for young people, supporting them and guiding them and mentoring them on their award. It's a chance for them to get involved, but maybe their families, their friends, people they want to get into the spirit. And also we're kind of saying to people as well, whilst it's free to sign up, you can also do a little bit of fundraising if you want, because we have a great fund called the Gaisce Bursary Fund, Gaisce Suas, and that fund helps young people from marginalised or hard to reach areas to participate in the award. So anything that you raise will go directly to that fund. So that's what it's all about. It's getting into the spirit of Gaisce and doing something for the month of May to raise awareness about the value of the award.
And if you challenge yourself and you do the challenge, is anyone going to check that I did the challenge?
Absolutely. So what I'd suggest to everybody who takes it up, once you register, share it out on all of your social media platforms. Tell everybody you're doing it, and also share it with us. So if you go to www.bethearrow.ie, you can sign up for free, but also go to gaisce.ie, and if you want to find out more about the award, you'll kind of hear lots of information. We've lots of stories there as well from young people themselves about the impact of the award, so that you can really kind of find out more about it. You probably have heard about Gaisce. We all hear people saying, sure, like, let's get the Gaisce award, or have you heard of Gaisce? And so this is the chance for people who maybe, I kind of heard about it, but I'd like to know more, and then see what that impact is for young people. So that's what you can do. Share your experience far and wide is what I would say. Share your challenge and tell everybody to get involved.
And it can be on a normal year, like when it's limited to a certain age group. It can be very informative, because somebody might end up doing something as part of this, and it just changes their whole outlook on their future. Yeah,
absolutely. So Gaisce is for 14 to 25-year-olds. And we hear stories all the time of it's inspired, you know, maybe they've kind of volunteered in their community. And I met a young woman recently who's working in Salesforce, and she said that particular experience gave her the opportunity to talk about the work that she did, and she really felt that it got her the job. And then you meet other people who are so inspired by the work that they're doing or some skill that they're learning that they go off and that informs their career. And there's a young fella in, I think in Ballyfermot there last year, who was so inspired by the youth workers in the area who are working in the area of sport, recreation, that they're now going to go and study that. So it does fantastic things for young people, but it also creates a sense of belonging and connectedness, and now more than ever we know we need that. So very often young people might not be as involved in their communities as active citizens. The award gives them that opportunity. It breaks down kind of maybe intergenerational barriers, and suddenly you're seeing young people working with everybody in the community on tidy towns. Maybe they're in the musical society volunteering, maybe they're in the park run or in the local charity shop. And it goes from, perhaps, there's a bunch of young people over there, what are they doing, to, oh my God, hiya, like hello on the street.
Yeah.
So it brings everyone together and creates greater empathy, I think, because everyone gets to understand where they're coming from and there's not such a divide between the ages.
Yeah, and proof that they don't all spend their time on their phones, and they're not all they're disrespectful, or like all the moany stuff that we always hear about young people, that's not the case.
Or they don't, very often these things arise because people don't understand each other and aren't meeting each other where they're at. So it just kind of bridges those gaps, and it's a lovely way because it's giving young people a framework to do that, and a bit of a challenge as well, and purpose. So it's amazing.
How did you get involved in this?
I got involved in Gaisce about 8 years ago. I'd been working in the arts. I worked for the Arc in Temple Bar, which was another amazing organisation supporting children. And I saw the opportunity for Gaisce, and it was a slightly older age range. And I thought, maybe I'll go into that age range now. So I joined up, became the head of operations. And a couple of years ago, the opportunity to become CEO arose. I went through the interview process, put myself out there, like exactly what Gaisce does, got out of my comfort zone and went, do you know what, I think I can lead. And it's been an absolutely amazing journey for me, 2 years in and celebrating 40 years with such a wonderful team I have, and obviously great people on our board, our council. I just love every moment of it because it's such a positive story.
And hearing all the stories about the impact that it's had, that must be very rewarding.
It really is, because it's not just young people in schools and youth services, it's young people in youth diversion, young migrants, young people from traveller communities, LGBT. So you meet young people from everywhere in Ireland, from all settings, and you just hear the impact of the award on them, building their confidence, building their belief, their self-belief in themselves. It's just wonderful.
So there's no age limit on the 40th anniversary and the special thing from President Higgins and everything. So tell them again how they can get involved.
So sign up at www.bethearrow.ie and you can register for the challenge. And if you want to find other information, look at all of Gaisce's platforms. It's generally at Gaisce or www.gaisce.ie.
And is there a closing date or anything?
Well, basically, it's for the month of May. So we'd suggest get on.
So not the 1st of
Get
June,
onto the internet today or your phone, sign up, do it. And if you want to raise a little bit of funding for those young people to give them that uplift, I'd recommend you do that as well, because every little helps, even a small amount.
Avril, lovely talking to you, and the best of luck with it. I hope it goes very well and everyone can set themselves a challenge. It's always a good thing to do, I think. Avril Ryan, CEO of Gaisce, that's the President's Award, and the month of May is the